Hi guys, it has been a minute. It's literally a whole year since the last time I uploaded anything. A lot has been happening. I remember the last time I uploaded a video. I was waiting for my graduation and I was still unemployed. Yeah, so let me say I was unemployed because remember I told you guys I got a cleaning job. So I had a job and then I was cleaning, but I didn't have a job in relation to the degree I had studied for. Yes, so I was cleaning student accommodations and yeah, earning my keep. So on May the 7th last year, um I graduated, my qualification was conferred. Yeah, and guys, it was the best experience ever. It was just, the experience was great, guys. The experience was awesome. The one thing that made the experience even better than I had imagined it to be was getting to cross the stage, having to walk across that stage with my daughter. Now, my father and my brother had attended my graduation, and then my daughter as well. So they were seated close to where we were queuing to go to ascend the stage. So while we were still waiting in line, and then I was waving to my daughter where she was seated close to where we were queuing, and then one of the students was like, "Hey, your daughter, she's here." And guys, she was all suited up. She was also in her suit, and I had actually went the extra mile. I wanted my pictures for that day to be beautiful, so I went and I rented out a gown, a graduation gown and cap for her, and the hood as well. So she was there dressed in her full graduation regalia, and one of my fellow students, one of the fellow students, there was like, "Why don't you cross the stage with your daughter?" I'm like, I doubt they would allow that. And then Miss Beatty was standing close to where we were standing. Then the lady behind me was like, "Let me try asking Miss Beatty. Why don't you ask Miss Beatty?" I was like, no, I was scared to do it. Miss BT, oh guys, for those of you who don't know Miss BT is one of the coordinators of the education program at Salt Lake University. So I was I was scared to actually ask, and then the lady behind me in queue was like, Miss Beatty, would it be okay if she went with her daughter?" And then Miss Beatty asked, "Where is her daughter?" And then the lady pointed to her. Miss Beatty was like, "Why not? She can go with her." Guys, it was the best thing ever. Now, remember, if you guys have been watching my videos, you have seen that she's always beside me. She actually helped me through my studies. To be honest, I did everything I did. I worked hard for her because I knew that me um getting this qualification, me receiving my degree would mean a better life for my daughter, and that's all I have ever wanted. So, and excuse the camera that keeps moving. I'm holding my phone in my hand because I do not know where I put my stand, my tripod for, and then I also don't know where my ring light is. Hence, I'm in Litlo's room. Yes, guys, she finally got that room of her own. Yeah, I'm in Litlo's room because the light is much brighter in here compared to my own room. So yeah, I I just couldn't believe that um, Miss BT had agreed that I could cross the stage with Little. I was in tears from the moment she said yes, and I waved to my brother and father to ask them to bring her to me. I was in tears, guys, as I went onto the stage. I was in tears through the whole process, and when I went to the pictures, I was still in tears because it was the best feeling ever to have walked this journey with her. I remember for my registration for first year, I stood for hours the whole day with her in that queue. So for me to have started the journey with her and being able to complete the journey with her was the best feeling ever. So yes, guys, the graduation passed and I was still in Kimberley, still doing my job. I graduated on Saturday, and the Tuesday, nails on fleek and everything, because I had done my nails and everything and all that for the graduations, nails on fleek and all that. I went back to my cleaning job, scraping those toilets and mopping those floors. Um, yeah, that was in May. So for the rest of May, because the graduation was on the 7th, and then yeah, I was there till June. And then now in June, there was an advertisement. I saw an advertisement. Um, I'm part of, or till today, I'm part of the teaching practice group. The teaching practice group we had in fourth year, in our final year of study, we still keep that group. We are still in that group because we share job opportunities that come up. If we see anything, we share it in that group so that our fellow colleagues who still might be looking for work, because guys, nowadays it's difficult to find work. Like for myself, I was home for the whole six months. The whole first 2 terms of last year I was unemployed. So it's difficult, and there's people who are still unemployed. So we do share posts on this group. So this is where one of our fellow colleagues shared a post. I saw the post. I sent my application immediately. I emailed my application because, and it was also a nice thing because they were allowing email application. So I sent my CV to the school, but then I realized that the guy who actually sent the advertisement to the group was working at this particular school. So I asked him if I could send him my CV and everything, and he could, so that he could actually hand in for me in person. I sent it to him, and then he took it, and then he handed it in. Guys, I got a call 5 minutes later. It was a short interview. They just asked me a few basic questions, my majors and the grades that I'm prepared to teach and everything. And then they were like, okay, we will call you back. I was like, okay, God, I actually prayed for it. God, if I really need this job, I prayed for them. I prayed for a call back, and in less than 5 minutes, I got a call back, and they were like, are you able to be here on Monday? It was a Thursday. It was Thursday, the 2nd of June. They were like, are you able to be here on Monday? I'm like, I was like, where is the school situated? They said in Brits. I'm like, where is Brits? They said Northwest. I was like, okay, I will come. At that time, guys, I had no idea where Brits was. I didn't know how much the trip would cost me, but I was ready to take this opportunity, and I grabbed it with both of my hands. So I arranged, my sister helped me with arrangements. She got a nanny for her, for my daughter. And then my close friend, one of our close friends, close family friends, actually not even a friend, I call her a sister. She's like a sister. She agreed to like take little to stay with her, but then we would also get a nanny to help her around the house because she is also working and also has a child of her own, and was also um and also lives with her cousin, yeah, her cousin. So the cousin is still young, is still in school, and then the son, so also my daughter would be living with them. Guys, all the arrangements were made. I I we arranged, and then her dad, my daughter's dad, offered to literally drive me to my new workplace. We came, the school, the deputy principal at then deputy principal at the time, she arranged for me to get accommodation. I was welcomed with open arms. I got to Brits in a small village called Maboloka. I got a room, and guys, I started my job. And yeah, here I am. 1 year later, I'm still working. Um I was permanentized. I have a permanent post. I'm working permanently now. I don't know. It all happened like, guys, like a miracle. So I'm permanently employed. I In the third term, I arranged for Little to move to Brits with me. And then yeah, she's in grade 1, doing very well. And yeah, we're just here living our lives. Yeah. So that is that. I also enrolled for, yeah, guys, remember I said I'm a student mom, hey? So I'm still studying. I'm still the student mom because this year I registered for my honors degree in curriculum studies, and it's hectic, guys. I don't want to lie. It's hectic between parenting and work and now studying. It's not easy, but I'm trying to develop myself. To me, self-actualization is very important, and I feel that I can still achieve more. Hence I keep doing more. Yeah, the work environment, oh guys, honestly, um teaching isn't all I thought it would be. I used to enjoy my teaching practices. I do not want to lie. I used to enjoy teaching practice. I volunteered at a school for the month of February, I think last year, February, March. And I enjoyed that too, even though working at a primary school at the time it was strenuous. But um I enjoyed. But now I don't know. It's really not all I thought it would be, really. It's stressful. The admin, the administration, the challenges with the learners, and guys, I've been to different schools. I've done my teaching practice at different schools, and let me say this, I know, okay, people from Kimberley will back me up on this one. People have always known learners from Dr. Ipilikhela to be problematic, because I remember when I told people that for my very, very first teaching practice that I would be doing my practicals at Ipilikhela, they were like, hey, 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 that school, you won't cope and stuff. But the discipline of the learners, the educators there, the help I got from the educators, guys, like I enjoyed my practicals. I don't want to lie, because those were the practicals that actually made me feel that okay, I can do this. Because that was in my second year. Because in my first year, I was really doubting as to whether did I really choose the right career path. And I was asking myself, am I going to make it? But um when I experienced that teaching practice really helped me see that okay, this is actually where I want to be. This job is actually, this work, this career path is actually what I want to do. But the experiences I've had now in the workplace, the colleagues, my colleagues, one thing for sure, my colleagues are God sent. They are supportive, they are loving, and yeah, there's just there's that feeling of belonging. You I can feel that I belong. I feel that I'm, even though I'm not at home, but even though I'm far from home, guys, Brit is far. Even though I'm far from home, but I've never felt out of place at work or anything. But the community we're working in, the learners we're working in with, guys. I remember sometime last year, I was reprimanding learners in grade 9. I was like, guys, you guys are not serious about your work, and you guys are going to fail. I'm pushing, I'm doing all I can, I'm giving you guys everything. I'm giving you guys everything that I need to give you, but because you guys are not serious, you guys will fail. And at the end of the day, you are disrupting or destroying your own futures if you do not want to take part in lessons, if you're going to disrupt the class. And then you know what those learners told me? They were like, some of them were like, but if we fail, you still have to account. You are going to have to account as to why we failed. So I don't know, the mentality, it's like the learners don't want to do their work. They do not want to take part in class. They are disruptive, and it's like they're doing this to kind of spite the teacher. And it hurts, because you're trying to build them. You're trying to build better people, to build a better society, to build global citizens who can cope, not just in South Africa, not just in their communities, but in the world, within the globe at large. But then if they are sabotaging all this, they are sabotaging themselves to spite you, just because they, like, if the learners are able to tell me that no, if we fail, you are going to account, it means that it means that they don't care about their future. They do not care about their future, because if they really cared about their future, even if their failing meant I would have to account, they would not be reluctant or be disruptive if they really cared about their future, and them not having to account for their failure to the department and to the management. If I don't even know how to put this, but then their accountability wouldn't be their main focus. Just because they won't be the ones to account wouldn't have to be a reason for them not to take their schoolwork seriously. So it is draining. It is draining. And I know I speak for all the other teachers who are facing these challenges, those who are working in communities or working with learners who just don't want to take part in anything. It is frustrating because you wake up and I think some people say teaching is a calling. They wanted to be teachers from the onset. I never wanted to be a teacher from the onset, but during my time of study, like I said, my experience in my second year, I felt that okay guys, this is what I want to do. Not just because I think it's a job, I thought it's a job that I would enjoy, but because I saw that I would be able to have an impact on people. Because for me, I'm a nurturer, I'm a person who likes to see other people grow. Hence I would always look at growing up, I always thought of careers like being a nurse, being a social worker. Being a social worker was one of the very, it was at the top of my list. It was the number one thing that I wanted to do. But I wanted to work with children and I wanted to be able to build children up. So being an educator would then give me also the opportunity to do this. I will be able to build, I'll be able to have a positive impact in the lives of the learners that I teach. But guys, I'm struggling. I need advice. I am struggling. I don't know how to tackle this. And then when it comes to discipline, I've noticed that the kind of learners I'm working with, I think they want to be intimidated. If you're not harsh with them, if you are soft spoken like myself, then you were in for you are in for it's they make your life difficult. They make teaching them difficult. And yeah, for myself, I I don't know, people are different. So for them, I think they want us to be harsh. And I think we cannot all be harsh. I'm soft spoken. I think even Litlotlo knows that. I never shout, but then I speak to her in a way that she understands. And she's only 6 years old, but she knows that we use our words, we talk, we communicate, and then we are able to understand one another. She's in daycare. I got her into daycare, into aftercare, in February. I got her into an aftercare because I wasn't coping with my work and having to cook and clean after work, and then also having to help her with her homework. So I got her into aftercare where they would help her with her homework. When she initially started going to this aftercare, she asked me to remove her. She said she didn't enjoy the aftercare. I asked her why. She's like, no, they call her Granny, the lady who helps them with their homework, the lady who works with the foundation phase learners, because the aftercare actually um caters for all the grades. But then the lady who works with the foundation phase, they call her Granny. She was like, Granny cannot talk nicely to people. Granny likes shouting. And then because maybe it's because of the upbringing that I've my upbringing towards her, because we talk, we communicate, we talk properly, we do not shout, we do not scream. So she was feeling scared. She was scared by this. I was like, does she shout at you? She's like, no, not at me, but at the other kids. Why does she just talk to them nicely so they'll understand her, and then just explain to them nicely what they have to do? So I feel like the learners I'm teaching, they need actually somebody like that, somebody who will shout at them, somebody who will, and that's not the person I am, and I struggle. I've tried a few times, I shout at them, and but then at the end of the day, that's not the kind of person I am. I believe in talking to people, being, what how can I put this, um talking to people and not having to shout at them, not having to scream at them, but just talking to them properly and then them having to understand. And I was expecting that, since it's a high school, and I'm talking about grade 10 learners here, I'm talking about 15, 16-year olds, some of them are even 18, some of them are even 19 and 20 years old. But the I don't know, the level of discipline, guys, it's whew, the discipline, it's not there. Majority, okay, not all of them, but then the majority of the learners that we have to work with are ill disciplined. Now, I don't know if is it us, the 90s and 80s generation, is it us who are raising children that, I don't know, who are raising children that do not have discipline, who are raising children that do not value education. Because I know during my school years we had problematic learners, but then it wasn't at the level, the disrespect, the ill discipline, and everything that we as teachers now have to go through, guys. I don't know. The past few weeks for me personally have been draining. I constantly feel drained because of the environment, because of the kind of learners that I'm working with. It's difficult. To be honest, it's not all of we I imagined it would be. And yeah, it's not all I imagined it would be. I imagined I'll be working with, and hence I always wanted to work in a rural school. I always wanted to work in disadvantaged areas because I I wanted to bring the change. I wanted to bring the change because they said, be the change that you want to see. There's this saying that says, be the change. I'm quoting, but I don't know who was the first person to say it, but then they said, be the change you want to see in the world. So how can I bring a change, guys? I cannot be going to uh, Kimberly Girls High and saying I want to bring a change, or I want to change the lives of learners there, because most of them they come from families that are well off. Most of them, they already do have the drive, and they want to they know what they want to do in life. They have siblings, and they have parents who uh, maybe went to university, and they have people from home, and who encourage them to study. Hence, I wanted to work in communities where are underprivileged, or where the learners are struggling. They come from homes where they would be maybe the first graduate or what. And then I wanted to change the lives of these children. I wanted to be able to make an impact on their lives. But then I'm finding it difficult. I'm really struggling. I don't want to lie. I am really struggling. I am not coping. It is strenuous. It strains the mind, it strains the body, it strains the soul. I just don't know. Yeah, I spoke to you guys of all the nice things. I spoke to you guys about the graduation and all that, but the purpose of this video was trying to find out how other educators, perhaps, how do you cope in situations like this? There's people who've been working, I'm sure, in such situations, working with such learners for years. How do you cope? How do you, because before I am able to make a difference in somebody else's life, before I am able to impact somebody else's life, I think I have to develop myself before I'm able to develop the learner and help them be a better person. I have to develop myself. I have to find ways to develop myself so that I can be of help to them, because at this stage I don't think I am of any help to them in the state that I am in. So how do you get over such? Um how do you, I don't know, the mindset, what kind of mindset do you need to have to be able to work in such an environment, to be able to work with the kind of learners that we are dealing with now? What can be done to help them change, to help them grow, to help them see the importance of education? Learners that we have now will tell you about artists and famous people who did not complete school and tell you that I'm just here. They literally tell you, "Ka Setswana ke bue ka Setswana," because when I say it in Setswana, it's easier. The way they say, they will tell you, "Ma'am, na ke rate school. Na ke rate sekolo ke no tsamaisa nako fela." Or, "Ma'am, ke fa fela because my parents want me to be here. Nah, I don't want to be here." How now do I make them see the importance of education? How do I make them see that not all of us can have the same opportunities as Casper Nyovest? Not all of us can drop out of school and be successful. How do I then help these learners help themselves? Now, guys, I've been talking for 30 minutes and tomorrow is work. I'll leave it there to you guys. I'll leave it there to you guys. I would appreciate your comments. I would appreciate any advice on what I could do to develop myself, or yeah, to develop myself so I could better, so that I could work better in this kind of environment with these kind of learners. I would really appreciate any advices that you guys could give. And yeah, and also there's the few learners that actually want to learn, and how do I also help encourage those learners, show them that they can grow and then they can um be some, they can be where they want to be in future, just because they're coming from the community they're coming from, just because they are amongst peers who do not value education, does not mean that they also have to give up on their dreams. How can I then help them push? Because you find that a learner is working hard and then a learner is passing and then they're like, "Ah, yo rata dilo," and stuff. The one learner that was actually trying to take part in the lesson, when you are explaining, when you are teaching, and then they show interest, and then they are seen as "O rata dilo wa papa," and they're seen as being forward, and some of them actually dim themselves. They try to dim their own light to try and cater for the learners, for those other learners who don't value education, who don't want to be in school. So how also do I encourage those few that even if they mock you, but tomorrow, this what you are doing now will benefit you in future? I need advice, guys. I need motivation, because I am demotivated. I am demotivated. My morale is at zero as we speak. How do I resuscitate the morale that I had when I walked into this field? How do I then also reach my goals? Because now I had goals. I want to touch the lives of these kids. I want to help these kids. I want to have an impact on the lives of the learners. How do I then achieve that goal if the people I am trying to help do not want the help? It was lovely talking to you guys. I will be waiting for those comments and advices. And also I yeah, I will try to make more videos, but like I'm saying, it's difficult to juggle being a full-time mom, full-time single mom, a full-time educator, and also being a student at the same time. I I take my hats off. I say hats off to those of you that who are full-time YouTubers and you manage to bring content after content while you are full-time parents and while you're working 8 to 9 jobs, and those of you who are running your own businesses while you are, I don't know how you guys do it, because for me it's difficult. Hence I post or upload videos once in a while. I get time to record, very very little time to record. I never really have much time because it's either this or that. It's either I'm busy cooking, or it's either I'm busy with my studies, it's either I'm busy preparing for a lesson, it's either I'm busy setting a test. It's it's a lot. So I don't really get much time to make these videos anymore. Yeah guys, yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, share my video, and um advice guys, I need the advice. Good night.